Hello and welcome to Ramblings of a 42-year-old man. Chris Smith here with you today, and we'll just do a real quick ramble on the new MCU movie, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I just saw in theaters today with David, and we'll just talk a little bit about my thoughts on the movie. Did David enjoy it? I'll tell you, yes, he did, and yeah, what we think this means for the future of at least this crew of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, so Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 just came out this Friday. Dave and I got a chance to go check it out today. And I'll just tell you right up top, I loved it quite a bit. It was, for me, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, I enjoyed it. Loved it quite a bit. And the second one I thought was a little less. I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one. Now, I did still enjoy it. And of course, Kurt Russell was awesome in it. And I like the character of Mantis, who was introduced in this one, who's kind of carried over in Infinity War and Endgame, and she's been part of the crew ever since this the second volume. But overall, the movie itself was just a little below the first one for me. That being said, the third one I think is Return to Form. I actually think is probably my favorite of the three now, although the first Guardians, as kind of being the start of everything, has a little bit of a high spot. But this one definitely has a lot of a heart and emotion, and was a really good, enjoyable experience. Even David, who I don't believe he has seen the first two volumes of Guardian. Now, he's seen the Avengers movie, so he's seen them in Infinity War, he's seen them in Endgame, but I don't believe he's seen either of the Guardian movies themselves. He really enjoyed this one as well. So it does center a lot on Rocket and his backstory, and surprisingly, Rocket himself is kind of sidelined through a big chunk of the movie, but we're getting kind of flashes to his backstory throughout. So he's always kind of there. And the main crux of the story is the rest of the team fighting to save him. So, I mean, you really do have the Rocket as the backbone of this movie. And, without spoilers about how anything falls out, this is kind of the last go with this specific team of Guardians. There's going to be, if there's more Guardian movies, it's going to be with some different characters. Some from this team, some not. Some new ones, there'll be kind of a mix. You'll find out kind of by the end of the movie where, if there's any future ones, where that would head to. But, again, no spoilers here, but, there was a really good kind of farewell to this specific crew, and a really good job with it. And Dave Bautista has been amazing in things recently. I mean, Knock on the Cabin earlier this year, he knocked it out of the park. I know Glass Onion he did, and then this is the most, I know he has mentioned that he's not able to get as much out of playing the character of Drax, but I think he was able to pull quite a bit out in this movie, so I think he did a great job. Karen Gillan as Nebula, I think second only to Rocket in this being her movie. I think she did a really good job of bringing what started off in the first Guardians as kind of a villain character into just really a strong heart of this team, and I loved it. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, gets a lot to do. Gamora, obviously, Zoe Saldana is always great in everything. And so, yeah, this team is just a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be kind of sad that it's kind of, this specific crew is kind of coming to an end. I don't think Dave Bautista will be back as Drax unless, he's given some sort of incentive to come. Other characters that maybe not part of the Guardians team may come back in the future. Who knows? I am excited to see if they do Guardians in the future, if they'll be on, maybe they'll be in, guest starring in another movie, or maybe they'll get their own movie eventually again, too, with this new team. We'll see. But, again, highly recommend for me. Highly recommend from David. He loved it quite a bit as well. A very heartfelt, beautiful ending for this crew. And I'm excited to see what they're able to do next. When it comes to MCU movies, I have skipped the last couple. I haven't seen Wakanda Forever, and I haven't seen the newest Ant-Man recently. I'll be catching those pretty soon. I think Ant-Man's coming on Disney Plus sometime this month, and Wakanda Forever I just have to get to. I just haven't yet. But I'm glad to see, MCU movies are still kind of kicking pretty well. I was not all that impressed with the latest Thor movie, so I am happy that this one at least is back where I'm hoping the MCU kind of stays with some high-quality movies. So, enjoyable. Hopefully, if anybody liked the first two Guardians movies, they would love this. Anybody who's in the Avengers, I think, would enjoy this as well. It's definitely got the James Gunn stamp on it. So, if anybody's liked the most recent Suicide Squad or any of James Gunn's work, then this movie is definitely up their alley. And anybody, like I said, who has enjoyed the Guardians, this is definitely a fond farewell to this specific crew of Guardians. So, get out there, watch it. I'm sure it'll be making all the money like all these MCU movies always do. But yeah, we'll ramble again soon. Thank you everybody for listening. And if you have a chance to get out the movies this weekend, Guardians of the Galaxy is a good one. Thank you.